Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's time for Wolo and Friends on Sports 56, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here's your host, the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
And a great Monday morning to all. Hope you enjoyed the weekend. It was absolutely chock full. There is no question about that. The Tigers' debut was about what you expected. Lemoyne Owen came in. It was kind of fun to see Bonzi Wells on the sideline. By the way, if you were wondering where was Lionel Hollins, Lionel had cataract surgery, I guess, over the weekend, and really was sort of convalescing. He's okay. It's okay. He's going to be with him. He volunteered, called Bonzi while he was on the golf course. Well, Lionel was on the golf course and said, didn't work out with L.A., you want to coach? And he said, absolutely. So that's going to be a lot of fun. They'll probably be competitive in their league, but in the meantime, Memphis should win with all that talent by 50, and that is exactly what they did. There were 5 players that did not dress. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure what is legal, how many can dress per game. They dressed 13 yesterday. There's 18 that are on the roster. So I am not sure what the rules are, but I do know this. He gave us reasons why several of them did not dress. And 2 of them were suspensions. Apparently, there is some sort of disciplinary move on Penny's part on both Jonathan Lawson and Landers Nolley. The other 2 that did not dress were Imani Bates with a thigh bruise, and I'm trying to remember who the other 2 were. One of them was a walk-on, Nick Merriweather, and then the 5th guy, I don't remember. It might have been some sort of an injury, but the key ones, Bates' injury and the suspensions to they're waiting on Chandler Lawson and some sort of written release on Chandler Lawson. I'm really not sure what that is all about, honestly. I don't know. Could Chandler Lawson be having second thoughts and wanting to go back to Oregon? I have no idea. I really do not. But Penny, when asked about it, was very vague and said he didn't really know exactly what the holdup was, but they were waiting on something on Chandler Lawson from Oregon. So we'll all wait and see on that. The youngest brother, Jonathan, that was disciplinary apparently, and so was Landers Nolley, and then there's Bates and a walk-on. So that is what the story was with all of that. But in the meantime, by 50, and that's probably exactly what they'll do, when Lane comes to town next Sunday, same league as Lemoyne Owen, and another familiar coach, that'll be Andre Turner, the little general. So that'll be a lot of fun. Grizz split 2 this weekend. They could have won last night. They had the Lakers. Well, the Lakers made a major mistake, to be totally honest with you. A dumb foul with 2.5 seconds to go. Ja takes a 3. The guy fouls him. He misses, and the Grizzlies are down by 3. The Grizzlies hung around that whole game. They actually had a lead. They were down just like they were the night before against the Clippers, where Triple J went crazy, hit a big 3 that kind of sealed that game. So here they are back-to-back against the Lakers at the Staples. Wow, can they sweep? Here comes Ja to the line, who was brilliant. He steps on the line. He's got 38 points. He makes the first. He's got 39. Got to make 2 more. Steps on the line. Makes the second. Now it's a 1-point game. 2.5. He's got 40. To the line he goes. Uh-oh. He missed. They get the rebound. There was still a bunch of controversy and a long shot at the end, but in the end, it was the Lakers winning. But you know what? You go out on that West Coast to start this just stretch that is so difficult, and you split, and you're 2-1. I think if you had given even Taylor Jenkins that deal at the beginning of the year, he would have said, okay. It was not okay in Orlando for the Tiger football team. Quarterbacks matter. I mean, let's be honest. Quarterbacks mean a lot. And when you're down to a fourth-string quarterback, that's what he was. Let's face it, going into the year, it was Grant Gunnell and Seth Hennigan going to battle it out for one. Hennigan won when Gunnell got injured. You had Keelan Brown, who'd played in a couple of games in his career, and then there was Peter Parrish. And Peter Parrish hadn't played since high school in 2018. He said he hadn't taken a snap since 2018. Whew, that's a long time. And he had never thrown a pass in his collegiate career, and he ended up throwing a whole bunch of passes, more than I ever expected. He threw 48 times. He completed 31. 215 yards. Unfortunately, there were 3 interceptions in that mix. Tigers again turned the ball over 4 times. The biggest one, frankly, that meant something in the game was Calvin Austin, of all people. But Calvin Austin, I hate to say this, he got away with that one where he picked up the ball and probably felt a little overconfident. Remember, against Mississippi State, he picks it up, goes through 2 guys, runs 94 yards, touchdown, and that really helped win that game, right? This time, the ball takes a funny hop. He's telling everybody to get away, and then he thinks, oh, you know what? I'm going to grab this ball. Unfortunately, didn't grab the ball, and it was a live ball, and they lose that ball after there was a 3 and out to set, I thought, a statement. And that sort of changed the complexion of the game. The 3 interceptions are about as unlucky as you could get. One of them was going to be a touchdown, and the ball was basically ripped away and deflected off another guy and then caught and returned. Crazy. But quarterbacks matter. I really believe, and this is not sour grapes at all because it's part of the game. But no Grant Gunnell, no Seth Hennigan. Keelan Brown transfers. You're on your 4th guy. He hasn't thrown a pass in his career, hasn't taken a snap since 2018. That stuff's going to kill you. I think if Hennigan plays that game, Memphis wins that game. Memphis' defense was good enough to win that game. They just could not get their offense going, and they got to get a run game. I don't know what's happened to Brandon Thomas. Since the game that he fumbled for a second straight game, he's not looked like the same guy, and I'm not sure exactly what all of that is about. And it was a crazy week in the National Football League. We'll get into that with some medals. We do have a busy show, as always. We'll talk with Mike Fitzsimmons after the Ole Miss Rebels absolutely dominated LSU 31-17. I got to ask him this. Did you see, because it was Eli Manning Day, that they put in the end zones, both end zones, it just said Manning? Now, I've never seen that before. And frankly, you got to sit there and ask yourself. And Eli Manning has 47 records. He has 47 different offensive records that he set in his career at Ole Miss. That's pretty impressive. His number deserves to be right alongside his dad's up there on that wall of fame. No question. But how much of that was for Eli and how much of that was for Arch? Come on. Arch Manning in the house sees his name in the end zones? We'll ask Fitzy about that. That comes your way at 10:25. And there's a hot dog stand in Tampa that is a Chicago hot dog stand. It's called Mel's. I make a bet every year with TJ. Usually it's on the Bears. If they don't play the Bears, it's on South Florida and the Tigers. So I even got points, like 12 points. I mean, it was never close. It was 35-0 or 35-3 right off the bat. I mean, crazy. And Tom Brady got his 600th passing touchdown. That just keeps shattering the marks. I think Brett Favre and somebody else, it's Peyton. They have 500. Of course, they're never going to gain on him. I believe the closest, most active guy is the bum, Aaron Rodgers. I say that just because he owns the Bears, and he really does. He's got like 470 or something. He's not getting the 600. Come on. He's not getting the 600 unless he plays the Bears every week. So that's pretty impressive. TJ Reeves will talk about that and a whole bunch more. I got to give a rust to Mike Evans, the guy who caught the 600th touchdown pass. We'll get into that in a little bit. In the meantime, as always, before we do precious metals, Jay Morgan it's time for a lock update, and I really have to sit here and I have to ask for forgiveness of the court. Now, I am going to make the final ruling on all of this, but I don't want to be totally unfair, so let's talk about this. I guaranteed Scherzer and the Dodgers would win Game 6. However, Scherzer told Dave Roberts, the Dodger manager, I got a dead arm. He's 37 years old. He pitched a bunch. He didn't want to go out there and hurt the team, so he didn't play. And the Braves, of course, win Game 6. They're in the World Series against the Astros. Astros, by the way, are favored to win the World Series. I, like everybody else in America, unless you are a Houston fan to begin with, do not want to see cheaters prosper. So I think we're all Braves fans. I think the overwhelming American poll will be, let's go Braves. The tomahawk chop, the whole bit. Let's go Braves. But back to more important things. You had a good week. What were you?
I was 2-1.
2-1.
I lost with your Bears, unfortunately. With this stat, I just read it to you a minute ago. I wanted to read it because I thought it was interesting. The Bears have yet to throw for 200 yards this season. First team since the 08 Titans to start a season with 7+ games without 200 passing yards.
That's 13 years, if I do my math correctly, that there's been a team at this point that did not have a 200-yard passing game.
And they were my favorite team, was the last one to do it. So at least you're in good company here with my old school Titans.
That is depressing. I mean, let's face it. So you're now 4-5.
I'm 4-5.
So I did win one game, right?
Mm-hmm. You won Oklahoma State +7 at Iowa State.
Yeah, and then I had Air Force giving away 3.5, and San Diego State's undefeated.
They are.
And they won the game. So here we go. That's 1-1. Now, I think, in fairness, I think that should be a push because we're really taking the lines. Like my buddy Brett Norsworthy, he doesn't like pushes, so he builds a half-point hook on everything. All right? We're not doing that. We're going by what the line is. So we've got some pushes. So I think I should go 1-1.
Yeah, if I was the bookie, I would give you your money back after that one. Scherzer didn't play. That's a push.
There you go. See, that's logic. That's smarts. I like that. So I'm 1-1, which means I'm 3-5-1 now, and you are 4-5. So I trail by a half a game. Okay, very good. And we'll do this again, of course, on Friday. In the meantime, it's time for precious metals. I'm going to give 2 bronze medals. I'm going to start with Joe Burrow. How about Joe Burrow? 416 yards and 3 touchdowns, and that's against the Baltimore Ravens and that defense? Where is this coming from? Joe Burrow's pretty good.
Who day is what they say in Cincinnati.
Is that what they say? That's pretty impressive. I give your Braves, they get it done finally. I really did love Freddie Freeman, who was going, we're up 2-0. We're up 3-1. Yeah. Okay, I know that was last year. We should want to be down? I mean, come on. They finally got it done. Scherzer didn't pitch. On to the World Series, and that should be fun to watch. Silver medal, Ja. 28 points, 8 assists against the Clippers, and Triple J hit a big 3 in that game. I thought that was cool. It was the first game really. Oh, no, it was the second game after he signed his deal. But still, it sort of goes, see, I'm worthy of that kind of money. I kind of like that. And then last night, I told you he missed that third free throw. That could have tied the game. Who knows what would have happened. I mean, LA still could have won it at a timeout. They could have gotten in the half court. LeBron could have hit a shot. But he missed it. So I can't give him a gold. But I'm going to give him a silver because, even though he missed it, he still had 40 points and 10 assists. I mean, that can't stop him. He has, I think it's fair. I mean, we're 3 games in, but I think it's fair to say superstar. I mean, I don't see how he doesn't make an all-star team, especially if the Grizzlies are over 500. No, they're not going to play at a 667 clip, which is what they are right now. But, I said, what did I say, 40 to 45 was sort of the area, and I really thought 40 to 41, to be honest with you. I think it's better now. I think they can win 45, 46, 47 games. Bain is going to be getting – and remember, this is without Dylan Brooks. I don't know which guy is out. Is it Melton? Is it Bain when he comes back? Does it really matter? Because the next guy is going to be on the second group, which makes the second group even better. So I'm kind of bullish on the Grizzlies. And then my gold medal goes to Tom Brady. Kills the Bears 38-3. Boy, I'm certainly glad the Bears. Well, they got to face Rodgers one more time. They should probably put a bounty on Rodgers. I'm kidding. But I hope they never have to face Tom Brady again. But he got to 600. He's so far ahead of everybody. There's not a guy alive right now that's going to catch him. It's going to take the next generational guy to come along to beat Tom Brady's 600 career TD passes.
Arch Manning.
Could be Arch Manning.
Could
it be? Oh, my gosh. Where's he going to go? You know, he's supposed to really love Texas. He loves Steve Sarkisian.
Can you imagine if he doesn't go to Oxford, especially after what you just said this weekend? They put his name. I know it's Eli. They put his name in the end zones. If he doesn't go to Ole Miss, that's tough. Tough look.
Well, his other uncle didn't go.
That's so true. You're right. And he loves Uncle Peyton, I hear.
I have no idea which way the lean is going. I really do not know. All right, your medals.
All right, for bronze, I've done this once already, and after a loss, I'm going to do it again. The Tennessee Volunteers are playing competitive football. After one quarter of play, they were up 14-7
I know.
On the University of Alabama. That's the first time in 9 years that the University of Alabama has been down after one quarter of football. First time in 9 years, Tennessee Volunteers did it. So my bronze medal goes to the University of Tennessee.
Wait. Now listen, I was impressed because it was 31-24, a one-touchdown game in the fourth quarter.
Big time.
But, Jay Morgan, do you know what the final score was?
I understand.
It was 52-24. How do you give a medal to that?
Because they're playing competitive football. You know, it looks, looks
Josh
different.
Heupel has definitely made this a good team.
Right.
A good team. Not a great team, but a good team.
And it's just bronze, third place.
All right.
But I'm going to go to silver. I also talked about the Grizzlies. You mentioned Josh, so I'll go another place. I'm going to talk about the Grizzlies and Lakers game as a whole because I also have to mention Carmelo Anthony had 28 points off the bench. Moves into 9th all-time in scoring. Carmelo Anthony might be a little older now, doesn't play the same way he used to, but Carmelo Anthony is one of the greatest players in the history of basketball.
One of the greatest shooters. I have a hard time saying players because he does not know what the other side of the court looks like.
That's an excellent point, actually. That's a really good point. But unbelievable touch, shoots the ball really well. I love watching that guy play.
He is a great offensive player, and I can never forget because I just saw him yesterday. Jeremy Hunt outplayed him in the Garden. I think it was in the Garden when Memphis beat Syracuse. Jeremy Hunt, maybe his freshman year.
Really?
Yeah, that was unbelievable. The only year, by the way, that Carmelo played, and they went on to win the national championship, but they lost to Memphis that year.
How about that? And I also have to mention the Grizz on 18 offensive rebounds, 32 second chance points last night with Xavier Tillman playing the 5 in the second group. He's 6'8". Unbelievable effort by the Grizzlies last night, even in a loss. And my gold medal goes to the NFL Network show, NFL Game Day Morning, who this week, and they have the past couple weeks, played Battle of the NFL Network Stars, an homage to the Battle of the Network Stars of the old ABC, NBC.
Yeah, sure.
Great television. The best, more up there with Inside the NBA in terms of great television, like pregame shows.
Who's on it?
Rich Eisen, Michael Irvin, Steve Mariucci, Coach Steve Mariucci, and Kurt Warner. It's a great group. They have a lot of fun. It's my favorite morning show.
So what is the concept?
So the first game they played was Pictionary, where they go up there. It's 3 against 3. It's like a team. Kurt Warner was one captain, and Mariucci was the other captain. They started with Pictionary. Then they went on to say who leads the league in certain stat categories. And the final game they played on their field outside was an egg race, with the spoons where you go around the.
Kurt Warner had to win that.
He lost.
No.
It was No, you're right. He won. It was Mariucci and Michael Irvin's team that lost. Kurt Warner won. Cynthia Friedland, their stat guru, a speed demon going around. She was great yesterday.
You got too much time on your hands, my friend. That's all I can say.
So those are my medals for the weekend.
I like it. My rust goes to Mike Evans. Mike Evans, who is terrific, catches the 600th Tom Brady touchdown pass. And then he proceeds to do like a Lambo leap. He goes and gives the ball to a fan, not realizing it was the 600th. Fortunately, and by the way, they send a guy over to get the ball from the fan. It's a big guy. It's not like a little guy that's going to go over there and say, please, can we have the ball back? And they did, I guess he negotiated. He would give the ball back if he got another ball and a signed jersey from Tom Brady, which they agreed to, and that's the way the deal worked. But Evans, come on. You got to know what you're doing in that instance.
Smart businessman, though, in the crowd, though.
Well, he should have held out for a lot more than that.
He would have gotten it, I'm sure.
He would have. Could have gotten season tickets out of that, something. Yeah. What's your rust?
My rust this week is ESPN, since I'm on the theme of doing sports television pregame shows. ESPN this week during their pregame show, on a segment talking about the new Raiders head coach, Rich Bisaccia.
Yeah.
They showed B-roll of Gus Bradley for about like 3 or 4 minutes.
Knowing it was not Bisaccia?
Or hoping that no one noticed. I don't know what the reason was.
I would not have known. Now, I'm not.
You're not a Raiders guy necessarily.
Well, true. And I'm not, working for ESPN on a national basis where you would think, because they have hundreds of people working on these things, literally, that they could make that mistake. But would you have known what Bisaccia looked like until he got this gig?
Oh, no chance. Before he goes a head coach, no way.
No. So I guess that's an easy mistake, but they should know better.
Yeah, well, so you got pictures everywhere. You can associate something.
They get a rust. Okay. Hard to fault that rusts. So a crazy week. Those are our medals. Mike Fitzsimmons comes your way in a minute. We're sitting in the Family Leisure Studios, and don't forget, I talked to Billy a little bit ago, a couple of days ago. Man, you better get in there because this stuff's going. The Relax at Home sale is working. The prices are great. We're talking pool, shuffleboard. I love the air hockey. There's all kinds of things in there. Don't forget the new massage chairs. Those full-body massage chairs, like I used to think that was gimmicky. They really work. Like you go to a chiropractor's place now, right? They got them. It's the same thing. They really and truly are cool. And then you could chill out, watch a movie, or even the big game in style with one of those new theater seating complexes that they can put together for you, or just one if that's all you want. They're great. And they're on sale right now along with spas, saunas, and the outgoing patio furniture. Get to I-40 and Whidden Road. You will love what you see at Family Leisure, where family and fun all come together. We take a quick time out. To Oxford we will go. Our favorite SEC guy, Mike Fitzsimmons, comes your way in just a minute.
Johnny Radio's Happy Hour has a new time, but with all the same shenanigans. For all you looking for something to make you smile, think, and laugh, look no further. We're drinking from 11 to 1 Monday through Friday. Same style, same great guests, just kicking off the day a little early. Enjoy your Happy Hour 11 to 1 on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
The Relax at Home sale's going on now at Family Leisure. Enjoy a game of pool. How about shuffleboard with friends and family? Relieving aching muscles with full-body massage chairs. They're the coolest. Chill out and watch a movie. Or the big game in style with the new theater seating. Also on sale, we got spas and saunas and patio furniture. It's the Family Leisure Relax at Home sale. Going on now, I-40 and Whidden Road, Family Leisure. Where family and fun come together.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at TriumphAutoSales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
There's nothing more frustrating than when your garage door breaks down. You're trying to get to work and it just won't open. What's the deal? Well, I'm not a garage door expert, but my friends at New Day Overhead Doors are. I was using New Day to fix my garage way before they came aboard with us. They are your one-stop shop for all your garage door and garage door opener maintenance needs. True professionals. And get this, New Day will beat their major competitors' price, oftentimes by half. That's half the price. 30 years experience, honest, dependable, family-owned business. Don't ignore those strange noises your garage door may be making. It's New Day Overhead Doors for a simple repair or new garage door opener system. To schedule your appointment, call 901-351-5177. That's 901-351-5177. New Day Overhead Doors.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. As we all know, Memphis can be a hotbed for severe weather, and that weather can play havoc on our roofs. Most people don't know what they should do first when they're concerned about the condition of their roof. Call their insurance company, call a contractor, or trust a door-to-door salesman that's making claims that are hard to believe. My advice would be call the contractor that you know and trust. If you don't know any, research your local contractors and give 2 or 3 a call. I hope your research will lead you to us. Have your roof inspected, decide for yourself what you should do, and whether or not you should file a claim with your insurance company. It's your home, it's your policy, and it's your money. Don't let anyone pressure you into anything. If you give Five Ash Roofing a call, we promise personal service with a member of our family with no pressure and no hype. Five Ash Roof Services, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you. Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Sure thing. We can help you replace those wipers. If yours are squeaking or streaking, it's probably time. We've got a wide selection of wipers that can stand up to any weather, including the right ones for your make and model. We've even got more ways to get them fast, like our next day delivery or free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions apply.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Now, back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again, it's the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
She's a good girl, loves her mama.
Going to talk some SEC football with our buddy Mike Fitzsimmons. Fitzy in a second. He's brought to you in part by Conway. That's Conway Services, heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, and, of course, the famous tankless water heater. That's the water heater that never runs out of hot water. Saves you money, too, because it only heats the water you use. So your MLGW bill goes down every month, I promise. And John's making it the right time to get rid of the old technology, the old energy guzzler, and get the tankless with 12 months to pay interest-free, or he'll give you $250 for the old tank water heater. Perfect time, and you never have to worry about any kind of tank bursting in your attic. There is no tank. Just call 384-3511, 384-3511. Couple of callers on the AutoZone text line, 901-360-8255. AutoZone, get in the zone. Somebody goes, I know Seth is the main concern. What's the update on Dreek Clark? I think there's a good chance with the 2 weeks off that the Tiger running back, Dreek Clark, can be healthy and make it. Another texter says an NCAA basketball team can have 15 on the roster. Well, we know they can have more than that. They can have 18 on their roster because that's what Memphis has. But they can only dress 13. I'm guessing that's right because that's what Memphis has done. And so that means there's going to be 5 guys that will be in street clothes for every game, provided that there are still 18 on the roster when Memphis plays Lane next week. And then there's another, and this is from a Mississippi area code that says, Arch is going to Bama, maybe Georgia, then Ole Miss. Mike Fitzsimmons might have different ideas. That was pretty dominating and impressive by Lane Kiffin's offense and defense, frankly, in the game on Saturday with the 6th largest crowd ever in the history of Vaught Hemingway. That was absolutely terrific. Each end zone said Manning. Was that for Eli or was that for Arch, Fitzy?
I think it was for Archie and Olivia. And
really Archie and Olivia. Good.
For what the Mannings have meant to Ole Miss and college football, David, I'll tell you what, you've been around Archie, you know what kind of man he is, and that whole family. I mean, that's Ole Miss royalty, it's college football royalty. It's classy and good folks as you want to meet. And I'm a rebel in part because my dad told me, I didn't know where Ole Miss was in Philadelphia, but my father said, as an Eagles fan, he says, that Archie Manning is something special. Ole Miss wants to, huh? So that's how I hit it, Seth. But I mean this. It was a special day, and I'm sure Ole Miss does a great job from the promotional side, David. Yeah, we want Arch Manning. The kid's special, but I think Cooper and his father they're going to let that young man make that right decision. But man, what a day in Oxford, David. I mean, a bunch of former football players. It really was a celebration and party, and what better way than to whip the yellow and gold bunch, or the yellow and purple bunch down there from Baton Rouge. It was a good football game.
It was. I mean, it was pretty dominating. Just one last thing. I mean, you're right. I've had the pleasure of several times, thanks to friendships with guys like Reggie Barnes, where I've gotten to meet in private with Archie. I got to do a whole thing with Archie and with Peyton and with Cooper for now First Horizon Bank at the Peabody Hotel. I did about an hour and a half with them on stage, just asking them questions, and that was a real honor. I don't think there's a classier guy, a more modest, humble guy than Archie.
Humble.
And I'll say, and Olivia is about as nice a person as you ever want to meet. And I got to tell you, I don't know how she stays so fit, but she's so skinny, it's unbelievable. Anyway, that being said about the Mannings, the performance by Ole Miss was pretty dominating. Other than the first quarter, LSU was not in the game. And I'll say this, Max Johnson moves the team down, scores a touchdown, gets the ball back, moves the team down, throws a pick, and after that pick, game over.
My man Wolo knows football. That was a big momentum swing, David. It was 7-0. They're getting ready to make it 14-0. And lo and behold, a young man from Philadelphia, PA, and my high school, surprisingly, has come down and is an Ole Miss Rebel, and they're lucky to have him. Tyson Johnson. Remember that name, David? Number 27, a pick down there. Instead of it being 14-0, he makes that interception down there in the 3-yard line. That's a freshman All-American, kind of flying under the radar, but that's one of those plays, David, and you saw it. That swung it, and it was game over after that play, because it could have been 14-0 and a fist fight, because LSU would have, gotten some momentum and would have tried to establish the ground game, but that kind of knocked it right out. And it turned from that point on, and the Rebel defense played well, David. I know they've had their moments, but they're coming together, and this team has a chance to be special. It's going to be hard this week on the Plains. It's not an easy task to go to Auburn and get a win.
Well,
but I think Bunch can be up for it, because I know that you really do your homework, and that Heisman vote is in good hands with you, David. But this Matt Corral kid, he's special. I mean it. He's just a warrior, and he willed that team to victory without two of his best receivers. The offensive line got after it. The ground game with Connor and Ely, and if they get healthy, this team can make a run. I mean it. Man.
Well,
this weekend,
I thought
win.
I'm with you. I think Corral's a winner. I think he is. I think Connor and Ely, especially Snoop Connor, early on, were in the ground game were the real keys. Because if you look at his passing numbers, they don't overwhelm you at all. He doesn't make a mistake, though. That's a good thing. And this is a big game for jockeying position in the West, because the only loss that Ole Miss has is to Alabama. Alabama's got one loss. And if Alabama were to lose to Auburn, and they have to play at Auburn, and I think I just heard either Greg or Eli say, or maybe it was Barrett Sallee, the last time Alabama beat Auburn at Auburn was 2015. So it's a while ago. So when you look at tie-breaking procedures, this particular game is incredibly important for Ole Miss.
Well, it's a defining moment for a young, special football team, and Coach Lane Kiffin establishing his program. This is about the West, but these folks, David, we're number 9 in the country, or Ole Miss is, the last I looked. It's
nine coaches, 10, I believe, in the AP poll.
David, just for them to be in the top 25 from where they went. I mean, in this shorter time, and what are we into, the 17th game of his tenure now, Lane Kiffin? Somewhere around there?
Yeah.
I mean, it's remarkable, okay? For what he's taken over from the whatever you want to call it, the missing piss debacle at Mississippi State, and all of that went on, and guys getting fired, and we didn't handle our composure and the rivalry and all that. And we didn't know as a program where it was going. And kudos to Keith Carter, our athletic director, I think one of the best rising stars in the business. I'm blessed we have. Fortunate we have him. And he went out and hired the right guy. And I think Ole Miss's bright days are ahead. But this is a big game. Not only in the West, David, this team has bigger pictures. They want to be in the playoffs. And this game has national implications for Ole Miss.
All right, last thing for our good friend Mike Fitzsimmons down in Oxford. Tennessee hangs with Alabama for a long time. 31-24 in the fourth quarter, and then Alabama just took over and won 52-24. What you're seeing from Josh Heupel, though, hanging, staying in, winning enough games, is this program turning the corner?
David, they have enough athletes. And you know what? Let Coach Heupel settle in, because eventually teams take on the personality of the coach and the program and the mindset he's building. Rome wasn't built in a day, David. You've been around coaches and programs and seen some of the great ones at Memphis, and it takes time. And Alabama, on their end, special teams was horrible, surprisingly. And they have some stuff to clean up. But Tennessee is a football team. I like the direction they're going in, David. I really do. I think the East is going to shape up with them and Kentucky and Florida and Georgia, of course. So we know the West has always been the murderer's row of college football. But the SEC East is coming on, and the whole conference as a whole has never been better, with maybe the exception of poor Vanderbilt, who, David, only had 5 first downs on Saturday.
Oh, I know. Mississippi State just absolutely rolled all over them. All right, I said last thing, but I since you brought up the East, can Florida do anything with Georgia? From my view, the answer is no.
No. You know what they can do? They can come on, and you know what? What do they call that game, David? The cocktail party?
Yeah.
I tell you what, start drinking early and often.
Florida ought to start drinking right now. Yeah. Okay.
David, let me tell you something. That defense, that's NFL quality defense there. We got a lot of football left to be played, but I like the way this season's shaping up. It's going to be interesting. And how about your Tigers this weekend? Pretty good, huh?
In hoops, you talking about, or are you talking about my football team?
Well, the Memphis Tigers. Well, I know in baskets. I know that the Grizz opened up and the Tiger basketball program. It's basketball season. It's another one of your favorite times of year, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I love the overlap. That's what I love when we got football and basketball together. The football team needs their quarterback back. Your quarterbacks matter. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you, Mikey. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, David.
That is our man in Oxford, Michael Fitzsimmons. He's brought to you by Old Dominic, located in the heart of downtown. This is a unique place. You need to go check out. If you're looking for something new to do, you've never done it, do the 45-minute sensory journey that is called the tour of Old Dominic Distillery. You go back to the old days and the founder, Domenico Canali, then you get an up-close view of basically from grain to glass, how they distill this incredible bourbon that they have in all their portfolio. They have a wonderful, wonderful master distiller named Alex Castle, and she won't let any product go until it is ready. She's outstanding. It's outstanding. So's the tour. So's the bar. Go to olddominic.com. You'll learn more. We're back in just 1 minute. When we do return, it'll be down to Tampa and T.J. Reeves. I already owe him a Mel's. He won't let me forget.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Basketball fans, celebrate the NBA's 75th anniversary season on FanDuel Sportsbook. Right now, new customers can place their first bet risk-free, and if you don't win, you'll get up to $1,000 back. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, now is the perfect time to give it a shot. That's why I bet on FanDuel. And there's no better place to bet on the NBA than FanDuel. See for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code BIGHEAD, that's right, BIGHEAD, to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000 and make every moment more this NBA season. That's promo code BIGHEAD. Must be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789.
Hey, Mid-South. It's time to get your Mitsu on at Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike. Want great mileage at a great price? How about 43 MPG in your new 2021 Mitsubishi Mirage, $179 per month. Get more standard equipment than Ford Escape or Mazda CX-5 in your 2022 Eclipse Cross, $279 per month. Need My Pilot Assist? We Gossett in new 2022 Outlander at $319 a month. And get our stellar 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So hurry to Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Mirage Eclipse, 84 months at 3.9% APR. Mirage MH010713, MSRP 17055, 3100 down. Eclipse NZ09209, MSRP 26470, 5150 down. Outlander NZ023516, MSRP 29445, 84 months at 4.9, 4500 down. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/21. Dealer stock only.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Okay, some good news during a challenging time for everybody, and this could really help. You may know hundreds of thousands of people have already made the switch to MediShare, which is the affordable alternative to health insurance. And with so many people looking at how they pay for healthcare right now, seeing premiums going up or the cost of COBRA plans, MediShare has a special offer and a lot of people are taking advantage of it. Simply apply by October 30th and they will waive your new member fee. That's $170 savings. And of course, that's just a start. The typical family saves $500 a month after making the switch. MediShare is a Christian community that has shared over $4 billion in medical bills, and it's worked beautifully for decades. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Just tell them the promo code SHARE to get your additional savings. Here it is. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Testing? Hey, can you hear me? You can? Well, if you enjoy hunting or shooting, how important is your hearing? If your kids hunt and shoot, how can you protect their hearing? Well, the guys at Tactical Guns and Gear in Collierville can get you set up with a silencer for your rifle, handgun, even your shotgun. I promise they'll get you on your way to a much more enjoyable shooting experience. They have more silencers in stock than you'll find anywhere, and so much more, all in one stop. Save your hearing while you still can. Tactical Guns and Gear, Highway 72 in Collierville. Can you hear me now?
Now, back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
We were just talking about Josh Heupel, and I am reminded tonight, Josh Heupel in Memphis, Touchdown Club at the Round Hilton at I-240 and Poplar. Josh Heupel himself coming to Memphis to speak to the great Touchdown Club. You can start with the little happy hour somewhere, I think, around 6 o'clock, and then Josh will speak, and there's dinner. It's reasonably priced. Go to, I think it's tdmemphis.com, or just head on over. They're friendly. They love you. Come on by. You'll get to see all of that. This portion of the show brought to you by James Davis Men's Store in the Laurelwood Shopping Center, the only place you can get the Stant Custom Fit System. And I will tell you, see, I'm wearing these pants today. It used to be, wouldn't fit like in the thigh, fine in the waist, but, you know, the thigh, it kind of balloon, not with the way they do it with the stance system. Same thing with shirts. You're talking 2 measurements fed into a computer and an algorithm for pants, 3 for shirts. Unbelievable. Oh, by the way, the only place you can get the stance system is at the James Davis Men's Store, the men's store of Memphis, in the Laurelwood Shopping Center. It is my favorite place to go. They got all the fall fashions in now, too. Please head over, go see Rob Joyner and all the crew at James Davis Men's Store. TJ Reeves joins us now. All right. I know I owe you Mel's. That
we have much
close.
We have much to discuss.
Oh, yeah.
We will get to that bludgeoning in a moment. Let's begin with Friday night. You come to my state, you come to my region while I was going to Indiana, and you allow – I'm not going to hold you personally responsible.
Oh, you
but
can.
The Tigers allow UCF to win that game. So I've got these obnoxious UCF media member friends and others that are still crowing about 2017 and beating the Tigers twice and the fall national championship. And
we never won at the bounce
again,
house.
And that got my weekend off to a bit of a damper start, but then it got better as the weekend went on.
Well, it all comes down to quarterbacks matter. And when you've got a 4-string quarterback who hasn't taken a snap in 3 years, last time he took one was 2018, had never thrown a collegiate pass. He gave it everything he had. It wasn't enough. If Seth Hennigan had been there, I'm telling you, TJ, and this is not sour grapes, Seth Hennigan had been there, I believe Memphis would have won the football game. This is not a great UCF team. Memphis held their offense in check. I mean, they couldn't throw the ball.
Out. They're a different team without Gabriel.
No, there's no question.
Doubt.
So, so that was unfortunate. And, Memphis had the old bugaboo, too, which is turnovers. Let me ask you this. Which is more embarrassing, my Bears performance or Mike Evans taking the 600th career touchdown pass by Tom Brady and giving the ball away to a fan? Which is worse?
Well, first of all, I don't know that a lot of times players know about those records completely in advance. And he was going over to give it to a kid and a fan that was in his jersey in the front row of the stands, which he did again later in the game. He's become customarily to do this at home games. And so then all of a sudden it became, okay, that's the 600th touchdown, which we might not see again in NFL history, somebody to play this long and throw 600 touchdowns. And so now they had to go broker a deal to get the ball back. And they ended up, I am told they ended up trading an autographed Brady jersey, which that is phenomenal. And I believe that person got a $1,000 gift card to the Buccaneer team store to buy whatever they want, including there's some really nice memorabilia of Brady and other things in that store that you can go and buy. So that was the immediate broker deal. They did get the ball back. That was a fun moment.
Yeah, I noticed, I said this earlier, but I noticed, first of all, they sent a big guy. They didn't send a little guy from marketing. They sent a big guy over there.
I'll tell you who that is. That is the COO of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the number one guy under the Glazers, Brian Ford, who does a phenomenal job.
He's a big guy.
He went and personally brokered that deal. You're absolutely right. And do you want one better?
Wait a second. I think the guy, I didn't know about the $1,000 gift card. I knew he wanted an autographed jersey from Brady and another ball. I think he should have held out for season tickets. That's what I would have gone for.
Well, maybe he may get that. Brady may do that for him anyway down the road. Who knows? But here's the other thing, because you love these different things that I give you on Wolo and Friends. Thomas Reeves Sr., Grandpa Reeves, right in that section about 10 rows up under the pirate ship when all this went down. And he's texting me and calling me going, Brian Ford is down here doing the deal with the guy for the football.
I love it.
So it was tremendous. Little subplot, little moment. Again, your Bears are awful. The Bucs bludgeoned them.
I know.
That could have been 52-3, my friend. Maybe should have been 45 or 49-3. They stopped them on the goal line twice from scoring touchdowns, and they only got a field goal out of one of them. So you should be buying Mel's for like the next three times you come down here for the Mel's hot
will
dog.
buy, like I did the last time. It's never in the deal, but I'm a benevolent soul. I will include both Reeves, Thomas Reeves,
both proud graduates of the former Memphis State University.
And if you want to throw your twin daughters in there, I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
My goodness.
Good enough. Hey, and one more on a serious thing, and this has gotten a bunch of attention here, and it'll get some more probably today on the NFL Network and ESPN. In all seriousness, behind the bench, there was a Buccaneer fan, probably about 10 or 11 years old, little guy, holding up a sign the whole game, I beat brain cancer because of Tom Brady. And what the sign means is he hung on to life last year during that season while going through brain surgery when the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl.
That was
Brady
his motivation.
Saw that at the end of the game, and this is all over the Internet, and came over and gave him the hat off his head and autographed it to him.
Wow.
And the kid's in tears. And I'm trying not to choke up on the Wolo interview because I'm standing and watching that because there are things bigger than football. That was bigger than football yesterday. So what a moment behind the bench in the blitz of the Bears yesterday to go share that moment with that kid on the front row.
That's beautiful.
So good on him.
Yeah.
Great day all the way around. Buccaneers have a long way to go, 6-1, but right now, looking really good. I mean, Brady was untouched yesterday. Khalil Mack in the witness protection program, by the way, Wolo, from your Bears off the Buccaneer offensive line.
Honestly, he's been that way for about the last year. He's good to begin with, and since then, but the Bears, they double team him all the time. There's no other threats.
And that's true. But here's the other thing. These games, they don't touch him more than once or twice a game. If he can get that kind of protection, the guy can legitimately play another season or two. This is not out of the realm that he's going to play at 45 or 46 if nobody's hitting him and knocking him down, Wolo.
This is not to diminish anything about Tom Brady. I gave him a gold medal today. He is the greatest of all time. You get my, I got it. But football's a team sport. And part of the reason that he has been able to do what he is doing is he's always had a very good offensive line that has protected him. Sometimes he hasn't had great receivers. Sometimes he hasn't had a great running back, but he's always had New England or a Tampa. He's always been protected, and that's part of the reason why he's the only guy now. And I don't know if, while I'm alive, if he'll ever be caught. Maybe we were joking. It's Arch Manning. This is the next guy. But Favre and Peyton are in the 500s. Brady's the only one at 600.
There's no one active.
Aaron Rodgers is like 470, 475. I mean, he's not getting there.
And Brady, if he plays another year conservatively, will get to 650 touchdowns the rest of this year and next year.
You've already got him playing again next year? Just relax a little bit. That's not for sure.
We don't know what the future holds with him getting hurt, with an elbow or a shoulder. But if he gets that kind of protection, I can see him playing next year. I don't know beyond 2022, but it's crazy how lethal he still is at 44 years old, throwing the ball all over the field. So let's hope it holds up for the Buccaneers' sake. And now this becomes a very interesting next 6 days, because tonight Jameis Winston and the Saints are on Monday Night Football for everybody to watch in Seattle. That is going to be a tough atmosphere for him, loud. How do they play? And now, ta-da, next Sunday, Buccaneers in the Superdome against their former quarterback, Jameis Winston. All things being equal, he's healthy, etc. He is supposed to play against the Bucs next week in the Superdome. That game will be on all over the country on Fox. So let's see what happens.
Right, so what's the over-under on picks?
I believe you will see interceptions tonight. The under-over tonight's 2.5. You going under or over on interceptions on the road at Seattle? What are you going with the loud crowd? What are you going?
I'm going to go under that, but 2 is about right. 2.5 makes. I'm just curious what Tampa's going to do against him.
I know.
Yeah.
5 takeaways on somebody's Bears yesterday. Let's see what they can do to Jameis next Sunday, all things being equal. Should be a blast.
5 takeaways. You realize the Bears are the only team since what? When did you say, Jay Morgan? Since when?
08 Titans.
Since the 08 Titans to not have a 200-yard throwing game yet this year? Real quick, because we're running out of time. Justin Fields. Do you see any hope for the Bears with Justin Fields?
A little. I mean, he's got to get help around him. The line not very good, not a lot of skilled players around him. But he's got elusiveness. He can throw the ball. They just can't get him killed. I don't know why they kept putting him back out there in the fourth quarter to get hit more yesterday. The game and Matt Nagy taking time out with like 40 seconds left in a 38-3 game. What are you doing?
He's an idiot.
So,
I'm sorry.
It was bad.
It
was bad.
Thank you, my friend. I owe you much.
All right. Be well. Always good to be with you. And go Tigers, go. Let's bounce back.
You got
See
it.
you, my friend.
Thank you. By the way, it's going to be announced in just a little bit. The Cardinals have a new manager. It will be the youngest manager since 2003, I think, when the Cleveland Indians hired Eric Wedge. 35-year-old bench coach Oliver Marmol is going to be the guy. This portion of the show brought to you by the Spirit Shop. You're out of stuff for the weekend. Go see Eddie Connor, Poplar, and St. Nick. That's 4848 Poplar. You'll love what you see inside, I promise you. I know you're out of bourbon or you're out of great wines. He's got them at the Spirit Shop. That'll do it for us. Thanks to everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, fellas. Bill Russell here at Russell Brothers Fine Jewelers, and I want you to think about something.